Alright guys, so I've been trying my best to look for more content to help you guys get better and other things like that. And one of the most topped videos that have been watched probably in the past month is my how to YY and why you shouldn't do it, which was posted over a year ago. I even privated that video and then publicly made it available, and it's still doing very well compared to my newer videos. So it seems like a lot of you guys still really want to YY and you're searching that up, still watching my old videos about it. So I thought I'd make an update video specifically on console too, because you know we have macros, things in DS4 that a lot of people like to use. I mean, yeah, macros are fun to use and stuff like that, but you can't use them in tournaments, and it's really just annoying where, you know, you have to use a program, or it's just not that skillful to just hold down a button or to press it once and it YYs like 6 times. Instead, you can just generically just press the thing over and over, and you can YY that way, which takes a lot more skill, and it does it on your own terms instead of having to rely on some type of program. So I want to teach you guys how to YY faster while using the non-macro method, and that specifically works on console as well, because for console you do need a modded controller or some type of thing, probably like a Cronus or something, to be able to YY extremely fast. But I'm going to show you how to YY really fast while you can still not be able to use those things or get called out for cheating and stuff like that, because those things are very well connected to cheats and stuff like that. So the first thing you guys really need to make sure you do is to have a monitor or just some type of device that helps you get 1 millisecond response time, or just reducing the input delay as much as possible. And this is very important because by the time you press the button, there's like a super small delay to where it actually registers in the game. So if you reduce that by 1, playing wired, 2, using some type of monitor or just the display system that has 1 millisecond response time, then that is going to make you YY faster automatically without even having to use any type of the methods that I'm going to talk about in this video. So you really want to make sure that you reduce the input delay. You can obviously do a lot more on PC, but you have to have a PC to have that, and I'm trying to focus this video mainly on console. So first thing is reduce the input delay, which is, like I said, monitor and then using a wired controller. Some people argue that Bluetooth can be faster than a wired controller, but from my personal experience, I always use wired controllers and they felt more faster than a Bluetooth controller. So definitely try that out. Another thing you want to make sure you do is make sure that the button you're using to YY is the triangle or Y button. There's a lot of people who use either a different button layout or they use paddles for their Y button, and that actually has a little bit lesser of a response time and you can't press it as fast. So people try out, okay, well if I press the Y button right here, or triangle button, and then I have a paddle, then I can like press it really fast like that. And that is actually not accurate when you're in the middle of a gunfight, because you're going to be pressing 2 buttons at the same time. Well, then what happens when you have to slide cancel and then jump on somebody and then aim and then shoot? There's just too many buttons that you're pressing to be able to do that. So you should only have 1 Y button. You shouldn't put it on 2 different things like I see some console players do, and I think it's highly unnecessary. So make sure that it is this button right here, and I think my camera is inverted, so just the triangle button right there. So, you know, once you have the generic things down, right, so just have your triangle button as the triangle button, and then having the 0 input delay or lower input delay, then the best way to ever YY, I'm going to say this, the best way to ever YY is to play claw. And some people do not like playing claw, they like playing paddles and things like that, but I will tell you this, the more you play default, the more you play with paddles or anything other than claw, you're not going to be able to YY as fast as other people. So every single time I'm playing claw, right, usually, and you can see this in my hand cam, I made a hand cam video a little bit ago where I'm having my index finger right here almost the whole time. So I'm playing the game and I have it right here. So when I'm YYing, all I'm doing is just holding this down. I'm not taking my thumb, taking it off the right stick, and then pressing the button. No, I'm having my thumb on here while I'm YYing like this. And this is how you make the YY really fast. So on top of all the 0 input delay and stuff like that, I'm pressing it like this, and I'm able to YY very fast. And then if I have my thumb, you know, obviously I could press it, I guess, around the same speed. One really important thing to know with this, and this is probably why I YY so fast, is because when you're pressing it with the thumb too, right, you're pressing downward and then you're moving your thumb up. So it's going down, up, down, up, down, up. Now that is a lot slower motion, even though you may not see it just because the delay is like so little that you can barely even notice. But if you're having it like this, right, where you're already laying on the button right here, if it's laying on the button, I barely have to move my finger down and it switches weapons. I barely have to move it down. So if I'm barely moving it over and over and over, I get extra speed to be able to YY. And even if, you know, for some reason my thumb was on the triangle button the whole time, or the Y button, and I'm pressing it, it's still not as fast as if I was going like this the whole time. So using your thumb and pressing downward is a lot slower than using it sideways and pressing it down like this. And most people don't know that. Maybe most people don't even play like that, because some of them like to play claw and they like to play like this. But I still think this is a little bit slower than having it sideways. I really like having it sideways, and when you play claw like that, it feels so much easier for you to YY and to be able to use movement and get around places like that. This is no macro right here. I'm not using any macro. Let me get my gun back out. But you know, I only use YYs either if I'm not moving, what's it called? If I'm not seeing anybody, right, I'm moving in a straight line, I'm just YYing like this. Or if I pick up a weapon, right, I'm sliding, oh, pick up a weapon, YY to get rid of the animation, then I can go back and fight. But if there's nothing to do too, I like to YY out in the open. A lot of people like to do it for movement clips and stuff like that. You know, they like to be like TikTok montages and stuff to YY like that. That's, you know, you can do that if you want to. It's not the best way to play as far as getting high kill games and stuff. But yeah, sometimes if I am out in the open and I'm still trying to get a high kill game, if I'm just YYing like this, I usually don't get killed. So there's not too much of a problem with it. And a lot of you guys do seem like you want to be able to YY while you're on while you're getting those high kill games. Also, this may seem like common sense, but I'm gonna say it anyways. There's certain guns that are very good for YYing, and there's certain guns that are not. Now, the MP5, the Modern Warfare MP5, a lot of people like to use it in clips and montages because when you YY with this weapon, it looks so clean. And I have amped on right now, but if I take amped off, then it'll look a little slower, but it'll still look nice. But if I'm using it with a heavy weapon, or maybe it's just some type of weapon that's not comfortable, like maybe an OTS-9, right? Maybe an OTS-9 looks weird when you YY, but if you YY with an MP5 or an AUG or something like that, it looks super nice. So you should YY depending on the gun. If you don't have you know, a good gun to YY, it's probably not the best thing to start pressing it and spamming it a lot, because the more you spam it, the harder it is for you to bring your gun out, and you're gonna start losing a lot of gunfights because of that sprint to fire speed and other things like that. So you do gotta be careful when you YY with. Also, I want to thank you guys for all the support recently. I know I have been sick for the past almost week, and I haven't been streaming as much. I have streamed yesterday and plan on continuing the streams. So if you go to twitch.tv/the_fifth_seal, you can see when I go live, and that's where I stream for you guys there. And then if you go to my link tree in my pinned comment section, you can see all my other socials, which I have been a lot more active on too. So I'm going to try my best to keep being active on those as well. You know, it's kind of hard with school and all the other stuff as well, but I'm still gonna be pushing, still gonna be grinding, and doing as much as I can for you guys. So thank you so much for all your support.